Hey guys, it's Alex here, and I wanted to make a quick video to showcase my build and show what I've been doing recently in the Hardcore League. It's a trade league, of course, and so for SSF, I have to already put a disclaimer. This is not a build. You can do it, but it's not something you want to do. Let me put it this way. So let's maybe begin with what the main concept is and what I'm trying to achieve here. It's a Elementalist Maw of Mischief build that you can already see in the title. What I am doing is running Sanctums. This is a character created just to run Sanctums efficiently, to run them one after the other. Basically, it's done just for that. You could, in theory, do other things with it, but I'll get to that in pros and cons in a second. So maybe to keep it brief, why Sanctum? Well, Sanctum is very profitable. You get high divine per hour with it. On I don't know how it is on softcore, unfortunately, but on hardcore, you can buy the unique relics for quite cheap and sell the uniques that you get from them if you can run the Sanctum till the end. And let me tell you, with this build, you most definitely can. You can sell them and get huge profits, times 2, times 3. You can, for example, I've been selling recently Sunstorm Visages. You can buy those for, I don't know, I bought each one of those relics for like 20 per DC. Those are selling for 2 Divine Orbs constantly, so you're just guaranteed to make profits if you just put in the Forbidden Tome, run it with the unique relic, and yeah. On the way there, you also gain other currency, of course, Divine Orbs, we all know. So yeah, very profitable, fast, fun. With this build, extremely easy. So yes, let's get to the nitty-gritty. Maybe let's start with the pros and cons, because there are a couple of things that have to be mentioned. Let's start with showing you what I have wrote here. Yeah, with the pros, you can start with insane damage. I mean, this build is all about damage. You are supposed to kill the Guardians, or however they're called, the guys in Sanctum, super fast. What you can do is damage while moving. It's damage over time build, but this is played more like just instant kill kind of damage at this point. If you invest enough in it. Without enough investment, yes, there is some damage over time, so you know, they don't die instantly, but you can move, you can run, you can dodge, so it's perfect for Sanctum. With this high damage, so to say, you get so-called drive-bys. You can just run around and your golems will come up to the enemies and you just pop them like this, right? So it is pretty fun if you like the interactive style of this. This is not an RF build, so you won't get insta kills on everything just by running around it. So yes, besides that, the pros are that you actually are kind of quick. If you kind of know how to play. I mean, in the beginning, for example, this is the first time I'm playing this build, and I've played with it for a couple of days, and in the beginning it was kind of rough to get a hang of it, but now, after those days, I am running Sanctum super fast, around 10 minutes, maybe 15 per Sanctum, so that's very, very fast. With some respecking, it also can be used for invitations or non-Uber boss farming. Why non-Uber? Because you are squishy, and this build is made to be squishy. This build is made to be a glass cannon. In softcore you can go full on this theme, but in hardcore you kind of have to still survive what is thrown at you in the Sanctum. So yeah, it is very squishy, but you can definitely take this to non-Uber boss or some invitations, because you are already one-shotting everything in invitations anyway, before the other bosses spawn. It's also great for Tota. In Tota, we all know that you don't really survive anyway. I mean, doesn't matter your investment. At high ranking, you die. So you're gonna get one shot anyway. So this helps you be glass cannon. You can kill stuff with this build if you really, really, really want to. On high rating, you can kind of get rid of the turtles. I don't know if on 2k, but around 1k, you can definitely do that. So yeah, I mean, that's a difference, but you know. Minions also help with stopping the AI from attacking your totems. It's just to keep it brief, good. Now, there are a couple of things that can be plus, but also minus. First of all, the convocation gameplay. So, to show you, maybe like this. You run around and you have to convocate manually, usually in Sanctum. You could on left click, but you don't want to. So yeah, that can be annoying if you don't like this type of stuff, but for me it's very fun, so that's a plus minus for me. This can be a currency sink, so basically you can invest almost, I mean, you can just fucking invest forever in this build, and you will get a lot of damage out of it. But up to a point, since we can hit dot cap and then no point in investing more, right? So up until that point, you can invest many hundreds of divines. I mean, in HC, probably in SC is way cheaper. And it can be done in SSF, and people do it. If you look at the ladder, people have it, but it's painful. I've started HC SSF hardcore, and it was my plan to get this build going, but it's not very optimal, so to say. I mean, you lose like tons of damage by just not having the right tattoos, by not having the right jewels. I mean, I would have to farm Legion for probably weeks to get the jewels I need. You're gonna have to get the solar, like the right uniques. Of course, you have to farm out the div cards. I had div cards, but it's not hard to farm them out. But the rest of the uniques, Scourge, for example, how are you gonna get that right? You can try like at Gwenon, but she ain't gonna help you. So yeah, it can be done, but I do not recommend it. So yeah, in Trade League, perfect. So main cons for the Sanctum, there are safer builds. Shockwave totems, I mean, probably some other stuff like Super Insane Spark, or like, I mean, I don't know. But there are probably better builds to do the no-hits run, mainly because you sometimes have to get into the face of the guards if you want to be fast. I guess if you play that really slow, you can, but then there is the second con, the golem AI is, yeah, I mean, it's not great. It sometimes bugs out, the golems don't run up to the enemies, or they focus some completely random stuff and yeah, run around headlessly. So that is a problem. Next, without a lot of investments, yeah, this will be very squishy. I mean, you won't have the damage if you just invest into defenses, of course, but yeah, it will be kind of squishy if you go all in the damage. And it has bad mapping. I mean, mediocre, but realistically it is bad. If you want to map, just take DD or anything else, because this build, you can map with it. Of course, there is a guide, I think, by Bear. I will link it in the description. This is more of a all-around Maw of Mischief build that is oriented also on mapping. You use summon wolves on your amulets, and you can just pop off with that. But yeah, I'm not a big fan. I've tried it, and I mean, it just didn't feel as good. I have other. So this is basically oriented just for Sanctum. Okay, just to show you, maybe let's start with just POB. Or maybe just explain what the Maw of Mischief does. I mean, everybody who watches this probably knows, but you channel your skill, you get stages for each minion. This is 4, but you don't channel one, you just do this, you just pop them one by one in Sanctum. You don't want to channel, because if you channel, you're gonna get hits. What else? The more stages you have, the more damage you will have. So on bosses, you just summon some skeletons, just channel everything at once, and boom, big pop, and boss just fucking dies. Yeah, for the skills, Malevolence and Divine Blessing, let's just look at the POB. I think this is gonna be the the best way. Oh, I forgot to close this down, but it doesn't matter. Yes. In PoB though, we have very important stuff that needs to be mentioned. So let's start with the skills. We run Defiance banners, Skitterbots, Haste with Determination. We dropped Grace because, of course, this is no point running Grace in Sanctum. We go with Convocation with the 7 Skeletons that I was talking about. I'm still running Molten Shell, and I'm still running Determination, of course, because it's hardcore, I don't want to lie, and I have more than enough damage. But in softcore, you probably can drop those. I mean, the Determination one, and Molten Shell. We use Shoot Charge, we use Arcanist brand setup with curses, weakness, elemental weakness, flammability, flame surge, all that gives you tons of damage for free, basically. Flame Dash, Malevolence, Divine Blessing, of course, Death Wish with, links are question. You need to balance it out yourself. I'll tell you one in a second why. Stone Golem, that's very important. You want to have it in your shield and the Magna Eclipses. It gives levels to socketed gems. In softcore, you probably can't find one with Corrupted, or you can try to corrupt your own wherever to get +1 on the implicit, but that's more of an advanced and late game thing. You use Summon Stone Golem, Minion Life. I have Empire 3. If you get 4, even better. You wanna scale the Golem life as much as possible. Why? Because, let me tell you, this works just like DD. To calculate the damage, you put in the corpse life, because that's how PoB calculates it. At the moment, in-game, I can show you, we have actually around 250,000. So this is almost exactly the same as here. It's way more than you can get on DD. As it gets back to PoB, it's more than you can get on DD. On DD you get around 139,000 or something like that. That's the maximum corpse life that you're gonna get on anywhere, actually. And this makes it very, very strong for the kind of like a DD gameplay, let's be honest. Boom and ignite, right? Yes, so in the configuration I have just the boss and nothing else. I didn't even try to you probably can pad the damage more, but I don't care about that. Realistically, you're gonna get around this number with the setup that I'm running. And let's look at the items. Scarage gives you a lot of damage, so that's the best in slot for you. Of course, Moth of Mischief, very cheap on every trade. Just gives you a lot of damage again, and it's your main damaging skill, so you gotta have it. It's your main 5-link, so to say. And Magna Eclipses I already explained. Very good. Now for the rest, you just wanna get some res life. I mean, for the amulets, physical skill gems, because you wanna scale the golem life, right? So we wanna give them levels. That's a physical skill. Damage over time multiplier, of course, for your ignites, and the rest just fill out with whatever you want, right? I just put in fire damage because I didn't need anything else. The best, I think, in slot in the setup that I'm running is no attributes on the amulet, so you want to have some marble or some other kind of amulet that you will be running, because this will be a thing I will explain in a second. I'm running Suppress. I mean, the PoB will be open. You want to have the fire exposure on hit. You want to have the fire damage over multiplier enchants. I have Malevolence and the non-curse aura effects, because that gives me more juice for haste and for Malevolence itself too. And then on the boots, Scorched Ground and Ignites. That's already scaling in damage even more. For the rings, now that's important. If you're using Replica Emberwake, it makes your ignites very fast. So, and it makes the duration of the ignites very short. So what you do then, that's why I have those additional skill gem here. You do not want Swift Affliction sometimes. It depends. It really depends on how your duration at the moment. For me, it's if we check here, sorry, Death Wish and Explosion. If we check here, my duration is very low. But in Sanctum it's okay, because the bosses are not mobile. Only the third boss is kind of tough. But you can still circumvent it, so that's not a problem. If your Arcanist brand can keep on the ignites, you just spam those ignites on... I mean, just pop one big ignite and spam Arcanist brand on the guy. You're good to go, right? So that's the thing that you gotta keep in mind. You can run some other thing. Just take any other ring, you're gonna have still enough damage. Polaric Devastation though, very good. I recommend it, running it every single time. Covering them in ash gives you a lot of damage, so it's very, very good. And you're gonna ignite them usually before your big hit, because your golem is gonna not be the first one in chain and then, you know, first, second, and third. Even if so, you're still gonna be good to go, right? So yeah, because only the highest ignite persists, but I mean, you probably know it already. Then for the belt, some Stygian Vice. For me, it's just those resistances because I wanted to cap them. The Ghastly Eye Duel with minion life. You want to scale minion life everywhere you can, and minion damage. It's very, 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 very important. Minion damage scaling is good because of Scarage. Scarage basically gives you these... No, there's notable. Sorry, in here. The Spiritual Aid. So you want to scale the damage too. Yes, what else? Flasks, that's your choice. I'm running silver, of course, for the speed, the Quicksilver for the speed, Divine, because I might die if I don't. Jade and Granite because I'm in hardcore. If I weren't, I probably would just pop in some more damage in here. Bottled Faith probably, or some shit. And now, jewels are very important. Jewels are the thing that is semi-mandatory for the build. You don't really need them, but you really want them. First of all, the Primordial Might. This one is semi-optional, but it gives you a lot of damage. You want to have one of them. It gives life to the golems, it gives you damage. You're gonna be summoning golems all the time because you're automatically resummoning it with Elementalist. And yeah, that's basically a best in slot jewel. You cannot get rare better than that. And Anima Stone, I found it very helpful. I used to be running without it, but the +1 to summoned golems, I mean to the number of them, is helping. Going from 3 to 4 is going to be very good. It's also like synergizes quite well with the Elementalist, since you resummon the golems every 4 seconds after they die, and if you have 4, you can pop 1 per second, and you're gonna have constantly a golem somewhere. So that is very important. And the last one, that's the thing that changed the build a little. The Elegant Hubris. You wanna socket it in somewhere around the keystone, and you wanna use the Supreme Ostentation, because you want to have, as you can see, I don't have it all because I'm on H Trade and I didn't find many of those, but you wanna have the Hinekora Warmonger tattoo. Basically, you want your minions to have 6% increased life of every single int node you can find. I'm sorry, but yeah. Does that. For other tattoos, you want the Strength tattoo for +1 strength skill gems that again scales your... I think not only... I think Empower maybe doesn't because it's not a skill gem, but it scales your Summon Stone Golem again. So, and it's free, because this thing makes you have no attribute requirements. Until you get one of these, Well, you have to just make do with whatever you can. You have to have attributes on your equipment, you have to have some of those nodes, but it's fine. After you get this gem, socket it in a nice place. For me, this is not the perfect place to socket it in. I just found on a trade one with very important nodes. You can get 2 best in slot nodes here. 80% minion damage and 80% minion life. 80% minion life is absolutely insane. I managed to find one with 3 of these in this location, which is great. But it might be that you're not gonna have it. I mean, you might not find one that has 3 of these, or you might find one that has better location somewhere else, like here or here. Here, it is not possible, because you would be hitting this and you want to have the +1 maximum golem. So we do not. I've made a mistake of searching here, and I should not have been, because this is useless for you. Never socket the elegant hubris there. I've seen some PoB that's socketed in here, but I think it was just because of the fact that it had a lot of minion nodes around it. But yeah, you can find the timeless jewels here. I'm not gonna make a video. I mean, I'm not gonna explain it at all, but you can just find out for yourself how to do it. But yeah, you definitely want to find that. So that's for the main things. I won't explain the whole path thing. I mean, this is just very important to take the Eldritch Battery, of course, the Golem Commander, and Defiled Forces and Whispers of Doom. Defiled Forces lets you keep this big ignite going, because without this, your ignite with Replica Ember Wake will just disappear like that, and you just stop dealing damage, and you don't want to do that. So you pop in the big damage, you refresh it with the curses, and you're good to go. You don't need to use Defiled Forces before you use the Replica Ember Wake. That's my opinion, and I think it's fine if you don't. You save 3 points, do whatever you want with those. You really can't go wrong. Just scale the damage with the tattoos, and you'll be good. And remember about the Elegant Hubris. That's a very important part of the build. And yeah, besides that, I have suppression and stuff like that, but I'm not gonna get into it. Just don't want to die in HC. So I think that explains it. I think I already am overdue, but now maybe a little gameplay showcase. I'll run a quick first couple of rooms in Sanctum just to show how the build plays, because that is also important. So yeah, let me get into the Sanctum. I think I'm in the middle of some run, but let's see. Yeah, okay, I just started, that's fine. Then I have, oh yeah, I'm running the one with, I think, 2 Forbidden Domes. Okay, so for the relics, of course, you want to get the best in slot ones. Those are maximum on boss kills or maximum on fountains. But yeah, that's not a Sanctum guide, so thing you want to do: pop in Malevolence, run, teleport Golem to you, kill this guy, teleport Golem, kill this guy, and Golems will deal a lot of damage. This one is fire resistant, and you see it was pretty hard to kill him. It's because of the Replica Ember Wake. What you can do in this situation, just curse them, because flammability will make them burn faster and more and longer, and yeah. What else? I will be running this a little bit slower than I normally do, because I'm focusing on narrating this thing, but very important thing is that you want to pop the golem one by one. Do not channel, just press left click once next to the guy, and they will die because you have enough damage. This is 83 level Sanctum, of course, and yeah, after you kill them, I don't usually pick up even golds and just run through those, because I don't need the relics to get through. Let's get to the boss real fast so I can show the Defiled Forces. And yeah, besides that, I think the most important part is to remember that you do really have to dodge stuff still, and it is very annoying sometimes when, for example, some of those guardians stay in the corner like this one did, because then you see you can still lose resolve. This is not a no-hit run build, I think. I mean, maybe somebody who can just play better than me, I guess, can do it, but yeah, more or less this is how the gameplay looks like. Just gonna keep it until the thing. One thing that is very important also is that you really want to make sure that if you're out of the, like, if you for some reason summoned all the golems, I mean just got all 4 and I channeled and detonated all of them, just summon a new one. You know, you want to have at least 1 golem at a time, so you can keep going basically, right? Because if you just detonate them all, you're without source of DPS. You cannot, like, the skeletons are in way lower damage. I can even show it. Yeah, they do nothing, as you could see. So that's that. On softcore, you can invest way more into the damage, right? You can just, I guess, sacrifice all the life and sacrifice all the survivability, sorry, and yeah, and then just pop off, right? Okay, I have to focus a little bit more. Okay, so now the important stuff. The boss. So this boss is really easy, of course. The usual proceeding is you do not trigger it yet. You put in your summon skeletons, as many as you can, right? Normally you can do it, you can let them get to the boss, channel this, and then do it like this, right? But this boss, unfortunately, has a little bit of how we call it, a little bit of an invulnerability base. So normally you just summon them, channel, big boom, and now you keep spamming your Arcanist brand on the boss because it will keep on refreshing the curses, and you want it to be on him constantly. And yeah, as you could see, it's very easy, very fast, and yeah, if I weren't talking, I can run it way faster. I got hit a couple of times because yeah, I wasn't focusing, but yeah. I think that would be it for the guide. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask, comments, subscribe, and if you have any other suggestions on how I could improve the build or what I could do better, let me know. All right, see you guys. Bye bye.